In the heart of a lush valley, where the sun bathed the earth in golden warmth, there stood a small, weathered cottage surrounded by vibrant flowers and the whispers of nature. This was the home of old Jero, a wise man known for his profound insights into life and the human spirit. He often welcomed seekers to his humble abode, offering them solace and wisdom drawn from years of experience. On this particular day, a young woman named Lila approached the cottage, her heart heavy with doubt and self-criticism. At 25, she felt lost in a world that seemed to demand perfection at every turn. As she crossed the threshold of Jero's garden, the scent of blooming jasmine enveloped her, momentarily lifting the weight from her shoulders. Jero sat on his porch, a serene figure with silver hair flowing like a waterfall. His presence was both calming and inspiring. Lila took a deep breath, trying to gather her thoughts, unsure of how to articulate the turmoil within her. As she approached, Jero smiled, his eyes sparkling with understanding.
"You have come seeking something, haven't you?"
He asked, his voice gentle yet firm.
I feel like I'm not enough.
Lila admitted, her voice barely a whisper.
I struggle to love myself, to find value in who I am.
Jero nodded knowingly.
Self-love. A journey that many embark on yet few truly understand. Come, sit with me, and let us explore this path together.
As they settled into the comfortable embrace of the porch, Jero began to weave a tapestry of wisdom for Lila, one thread at a time.
Self-love is not a destination, but a journey,
he said, his gaze fixed on the horizon, where the sun dipped low, casting a warm glow over the garden.
It requires patience, compassion, and understanding. The first step is to embrace your flaws and imperfections.
Lila listened intently, her heart racing with curiosity.
But how do I begin?
She asked, feeling the weight of her insecurities.
Let us start with the foundation,
Jero replied.
Imagine yourself as a beautiful tree. The wind may bend your branches, and the seasons may change your leaves, but your roots remain strong and steadfast. Nourishing your spirit is like watering those roots. How do you nurture your roots, Lila?
I don't know,
she confessed, her voice barely above a whisper.
I often criticize myself instead of being kind.
Therein lies the challenge,
Jero said, his voice rich with empathy.
What if you treated yourself as you would treat a dear friend? What would you say to her?
Lila thought for a moment, her brow furrowing.
I would encourage her, tell her she is worthy and loved.
Exactly,
Jero said, a smile breaking across his face.
You must speak to yourself with that same kindness. Begin a practice of self-affirmation. Each morning, when you wake, look in the mirror and speak words of love and encouragement. Remind yourself of your worth, your beauty, and your strengths.
Jero paused, allowing his words to settle. Then he shared a story from his youth that resonated deeply with Lila.
When I was a young man, I struggled with self-doubt, especially when I first took up the art of woodworking. I would carve beautiful pieces, but I was never satisfied, always comparing myself to the masters. One day, a wise old craftsman noticed my frustration. He told me, Jero, every piece you create is a reflection of you. Don't seek perfection, seek expression. That day, I learned to appreciate my unique style and to love the imperfections that made my work truly mine.
Inspired by his story, Lila nodded.
I can try that,
she said, a flicker of hope igniting within her.
But remember,
Jero cautioned,
self-love is not merely words. It is also action. What brings you joy, Lila? What feeds your soul?
She paused, reflecting on the question.
I love painting, being in nature, and spending time with friends. But I often push those things aside for responsibilities and worries.
Then you must reclaim those moments,
Jero insisted.
Schedule time for yourself. Treat it as an appointment you cannot miss. Engage in activities that bring you joy. Allow yourself to play, to create, and to connect with the world around you.
Jero shared another example from his own life.
There was a time when I felt overwhelmed by my duties. I forgot to embrace the simple pleasures of life. One evening, I decided to take a walk under the stars, and it was a transformative experience. I stopped to observe the fireflies dancing in the dark, and suddenly, I was reminded of the beauty and simplicity. It rejuvenated my spirit and reignited my passion for life. We must not forget to nourish ourselves.
Lila felt a sense of excitement stirring within her.
I can start by painting again, can't I?
She said, her voice filled with determination.
Yes, and remember to be gentle with yourself during this process.
Jero replied,
It's not about the end result but the joy of creation. When I first began carving, my pieces often fell short of my expectations, but with time, I learned to find joy in the act of creation itself, in the feel of the wood beneath my hands and the sound of my tools working their magic. That joy became my motivation.
As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow across the yard, Lila felt a shift within her. Jero's words resonated deeply, lighting a spark of self-acceptance that she had long thought extinguished. Over the following weeks, Lila visited Jero regularly, and with each meeting, she delved deeper into the art of self-love. They would stroll through the garden, stopping to admire the colors of the flowers, and Jero would often draw parallels between nature and the spirit.
One day, I want you to notice the daisies.
He instructed.
They bloom with confidence, standing tall and proud among the grass, not comparing themselves to the roses or the tulips. They are content being who they are. Can you learn from them?
Lila observed the daisies, and for the first time, she understood their quiet strength. They didn't strive for grandeur. They simply existed beautifully. Inspired, she began to incorporate this lesson into her daily life. One afternoon, Jero introduced Lila to a practice of journaling.
Write down your thoughts, your feelings, and your experiences.
He suggested.
Expressing yourself is a powerful way to cultivate self-love. It helps you process your emotions and understand your journey.
Lila embraced this new practice wholeheartedly. Each night, she would sit down with her journal, pouring out her heart. She documented her triumphs, however small, and reflected on her challenges, slowly unraveling the threads of self-doubt that had long plagued her. Jero shared his own experience with journaling.
When I faced hardships, I wrote letters to myself. It became a dialogue that allowed me to confront my fears and celebrate my victories. I remember a particularly difficult time when I lost my beloved dog. I poured my grief into my journal, allowing myself to feel the pain while also remembering the joy he brought me. Each entry was a reminder of my resilience and the love I had in my life. I encourage you to do the same. Every entry is a step toward understanding yourself.
Jero reminded her.
And with understanding comes compassion.
As the days turned into weeks, Lila noticed a transformation. Her reflections were not merely about her shortcomings anymore. They were filled with gratitude for her journey, for the lessons learned along the way. She began to celebrate her uniqueness and cherish the qualities that made her who she was. Jero encouraged her to engage with others, too.
Reach out to friends. Share your journey with them.
He advised.
You may find that many people struggle with similar feelings. Vulnerability fosters connection, and in connection, you'll find support.
Lila hesitated at first, but with Jero's encouragement, she opened up to her closest friends about her struggles with self-worth. To her surprise, they responded with warmth and understanding, sharing their own stories of doubt and self-criticism. In that exchange, Lila found solace and strength.
See,
Jero said with a knowing smile.
When we embrace our truths, we invite others to do the same. This is the beauty of self-love. It creates a ripple effect, inspiring those around us.
As Lila continued her journey, Jero introduced her to mindfulness practices, emphasizing their importance in cultivating self-love. They would sit together in quiet meditation, focusing on their breath, allowing thoughts to come and go without judgment.
In stillness, we can hear the whispers of our hearts.
Jero explained.
It's a space where self-acceptance flourishes.
Jero recounted a moment from his youth, when he struggled to find peace in the chaos around him.
I would sit by the river, listening to the water flow. It taught me to let go, to flow with life rather than resist it. You too can find peace in the stillness, Lila.
Lila found these moments grounding. The chaos of the world faded away, leaving room for clarity and connection to her inner self. With Jero's guidance, she began to recognize the negative self-talk that often infiltrated her mind. Instead of accepting those thoughts as truths, she learned to challenge them.
You are not your thoughts.
Jero reminded her.
You are the observer of your thoughts. Choose to let go of the ones that do not serve you.
One evening, as they sat beneath the starry sky, Lila confided in Jero about a recent setback that had triggered feelings of inadequacy.
I thought I was making progress.
She lamented, her voice thick with frustration.
Progress is not linear.
Jero replied gently.
Life is a dance of ebbs and flows. Each experience, whether it feels good or bad, offers you a lesson. Embrace the journey, even the difficult moments. They are not failures. They are stepping stones on your path to self-love.
Jero shared a story from his past, when he faced rejection after applying for a significant opportunity.
I was devastated at first, but with time, I realized that rejection was not a reflection of my worth. It was a chance for growth, a redirection towards something better. I learned to embrace setbacks. They often lead to new beginnings. When I didn't get into the school I wanted, I thought it was the end of the world. But later, I discovered a passion for teaching that I might not have pursued otherwise.
With every interaction, Lila felt her spirit strengthening. The whispers of self-doubt that had once overshadowed her existence began to quiet. Instead, a newfound sense of purpose emerged, an understanding that she was deserving of love, not only from others but also from herself. Jero also encouraged her to explore her passions further.
Find what ignites your spirit and pursue it with vigor. When we engage in activities that resonate with our hearts, we deepen our relationship with ourselves.
Inspired, Lila took to painting with renewed fervor, letting her emotions flow onto the canvas. Each stroke became a declaration of self-love, a testament to her journey. She experimented with colors, textures, and styles, finding freedom in the process.
Art is a powerful expression of self.
Jero said during one of their gatherings.
It reflects your inner world. Let it be a mirror of your growth and exploration.
As she painted, Lila found solace and empowerment. The act of creation became a sacred ritual, a space where she could express her deepest thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment. Jero often visited her in the garden, observing her artistic process, his heart swelling with pride.
Remember,
He said,
your art doesn't have to please others. It is for you. Embrace it as a reflection of your spirit.
through the lens of art, Lila began to see her own beauty, strength, and resilience. She learned that self-love was not only about acceptance, but also about celebration, celebrating her uniqueness, her journey, and the woman she was becoming. One sunny afternoon, Lila decided to host a small exhibition in her garden, inviting friends and family to witness her journey of self-discovery through art. As they walked through her makeshift gallery, she shared her experiences and the lessons she had learned along the way.
Each piece represents a chapter in my journey.
She explained, her voice steady and confident.
They reflect the growth I've experienced in cultivating self-love. I realize that I am worthy of joy and creativity, just as we all are.
Her friends listened intently, captivated by her authenticity. They shared their stories of struggle and triumph, creating a safe space for vulnerability and connection. Lila felt a profound sense of community as she embraced the beauty of shared experiences. With Jero's gentle encouragement, Lila began to extend her practice of self-love to those around her. She volunteered at local shelters, offering her time and skills to uplift others. Each act of kindness nourished her spirit and reminded her of the power of love in all its forms. As the season changed, so did Lila. She blossomed into a woman who radiated confidence, compassion, and grace. With Jero's guidance, she had cultivated a warrior spirit, ready to face life's challenges with courage and resilience. But even on the days when self-doubt resurfaced, Lila held tight to Jero's teachings. She remembered the power of self-compassion, the importance of vulnerability, and the beauty of connection. She embraced each experience as part of her journey, understanding that growth often emerged from the most challenging moments. And as the sun set on their final gathering, Jero spoke softly.
Lila, your journey is just beginning. You have planted the seeds of self-love, and with nurturing, they will continue to grow. Trust in yourself, and remember, I am always here, cheering you on.
Lila smiled, her heart overflowing with gratitude.
Thank you, Jero, for your wisdom and guidance. You've changed my life.
Thank yourself for embracing the journey.
He replied warmly.
You are the one who chose to take the steps towards self-love. Never forget that.
As they sat in the warm sunlight, surrounded by the vibrant blooms of the garden, Lila felt a profound sense of peace. She knew the journey of self-love was not a destination, but a continuous unfolding. Each day was an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to nurture the spirit within her. With Jero's teachings etched in her heart, Lila ventured forth into the world, empowered by self-love and resilience. She embraced each day with renewed vigor, knowing that her spirit was unbreakable. The path ahead might be filled with challenges, but she now carried the tools to face them with courage. The journey of self-love was not a straight line. It was a winding path, rich with experiences that shaped her. As Lila navigated the world, she inspired others with her authenticity and grace, reminding them that self-love was attainable for everyone. If Lila's journey towards self-love has resonated with you and inspired you to cultivate your spirit, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Together, we will explore more stories of wisdom, self-discovery, and the beauty of embracing who we are. Don't miss out on future lessons that can help you find your own path to self-love and strength. Click subscribe, and let's embark on this journey together.